friends. It's Lisa, and I wanted to come on for a moment and just talk about the energetics of tragedy and how that affects us and what we can do with those energetics moving forward. Now, I know, like many of you, most of us in the US are thinking about 9/11 and the tragedies that happened on September 11th, 2001, where we were, what we were doing. This video is not intended to trigger difficult memories of that time. I just wanted to share with you that instances like that in our history, or even in our present or our future, affect our energetic systems. I wish I had known then what I know now about managing personal energy, and I just want to share with you some of that. At the time during 9/11, I was working as a communication director for a senator on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. As you can imagine, life in Washington on that day was pretty chaotic, pretty hairy. We watched the Twin Towers collapse. We saw the Pentagon get hit. We wondered where that other airplane was actually intended to head. What I can say is that the energetics of that time were wild. I was not aware of the personal energy conversation yet. I had not woken up to this world of personal energy, of energetic dynamics yet. And so I just remember on that day, cell phones didn't work. We couldn't take the metro home or even go across the bridges. There was no way to get out of town, but we also couldn't communicate. Everyone on our staff got together at the father of an intern's house, and we stayed at his townhouse until things kind of mellowed out and we could make our way home. I remember on the outside trying to keep this cool facade and be reassuring and comforting for everyone else. So that was the outside appearance. On the inside, I was freaking out. I mean, freaking out. My energy was just like this crazy, chaotic, frenetic, felt like pinballs dancing off the inside of my skin. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what that was. And I didn't know how to manage it. And it didn't stop that day. It kept going in that way, glued to the news, glued to the latest information about 9/11. And the energies just kept going on, just kept building in their intensity. I didn't know how to manage it. I just wish I had known then what I know now about personal energetics and how to manage our energy systems, because it would have been so much easier to kind of ride those waves with a bit more ease and grace, rather than feeling I was just being swamped by this tidal wave of crazy energy that I didn't understand at the time. The only reason I'm bringing any of this up is that 2020 has felt energetically an awful lot the same. Granted, there hasn't been one big, massive, tragic event on the scale that 9/11 was for us, but the cumulative energetic hits that we've experienced over the past year have a similar effect within our collective energy and within our personal energetic systems. And a lot of folks, like I was then, might not know how to manage that, what to do with that. Now, right now, it's also not only are we dealing with a global pandemic and wildness in politics and wildfires and so many other things that are going on that are affecting us, our Earth is also experiencing heightened energetic frequency as well. And so our bodies are trying to take all that in. That's another energetic influence that many people don't understand and don't know how to deal with. So we are sitting in this place where we've got these energetic hits coming from all directions. There's so much fear, there's so much concern, and so many people just don't know how to manage that. It can be managed, and we can actually learn how to work with these energies in such a way that we can experience the positive benefit of the heightened, frequency of energies that are surrounding and influencing the planet right now, while also being able to mitigate the impact, the negative impact of all the crazy, frenetic, chaotic energies we're experiencing too. As we're moving through 2020, I wish I could say tomorrow things just get easier. I am not the doom and gloom girl. That's just not my nature. But everything I'm seeing and everything that I'm intuitively being told is saying that the hits are going to keep coming. That from now through the end of 2020, it's actually going to get even more intense. It is imperative that we learn how to manage our energetic system, that we learn how to ride the wave of this energy rather than getting swamped by it. I asked, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to be able to more gracefully go into 2021 with our sanity and our energetics intact, where we're ready, to jump on a more positive bandwagon. And basically, there's three things that we can keep in mind. Number one is really releasing the stored energy of trauma from our past. I will tell you, 9/11 and the energies of that day and the months following affected me deeply. And that energy, I didn't realize how much that energy stored in my cells and in my energetic system, to the point that there are some things that can trigger me like that, to have like anxiety effect. For example, I used to love shoot 'em up movies, like old westerns or machine gun type movies, horror movies. I can't watch that stuff anymore because even the sound after 9/11, the sound of like automatic rifle fire, even machine guns on movies, triggers something that reminds me of that time. I need to let that go. We all, each one of us, probably have some kind of a trauma response that we're holding on to. And it's time, if we're going to move more gracefully into the future, it's time for us to look at those trauma responses, to become aware of them, and to learn how to let those go, how to not take that stored energy of trauma with us where we're headed in the future. So that's number one. The second thing is really learning how to manage our own energy in the now moment. We might feel, all kinds of anxious inside. Oftentimes that anxiety is attached to fears of the future, or we might have guilt, shame, blame, other things that are attached to hurts of the past. That's not now, right? For most of us right now in this current moment, we're okay. Right now, we are okay. Somebody might come along though, and we might get triggered. It might be the machine gun fire on a TV in the next room. It might be some jackrabbit in Walmart being a jerk. It might be whatever. But we might get triggered. And our opportunity is, how in this now moment do we deal with that? Do we let that wave of trigger swamp us right now? Or do we rise above it and ride that wave with grace until we get beyond it? It's time for us to learn how to manage our energy in the now moment so we can have more grace in those moments that are frustrating or troubling or concerning or even scary. The final thing is really learning how to anchor our attention and our energy into a more positive future rather than into a hurtful past. So often, our energy is anchored in the hurts that are behind us, the stuff from the past that we haven't let go of, that we haven't, looked straight on and dealt with, that continue to affect us in a negative way in how we move through our day right now. We got to let that baggage go. And I know, trust me, when I say I know, that's easier said than done, because I've spent a lot of years trying to let go of a shit ton of baggage, and it's not the easiest thing. And it also doesn't have to be a super difficult thing. These are all the kinds of things that I work with people to help them understand, the dynamic of their own energetics, the dynamic of how to take these trying times and move through them with more ease and grace, to where we can feel better about just living life right now. But also when we get to the other side of the trying times, and there will be another side, right? That things will get better. It might not be in the next couple months, but it will get better. How can we make sure that we've anchored in the energies in our own body and let go of all the stuff that doesn't serve us, so that when they do get better, we can thrive in that energetic environment to the best of our ability? That seems to me what I'm really interested in is helping people figure out how to manage this current moment now with ease and grace, and then set themselves up to really thrive in the future. If you're interested at all in what I'm talking about, if you're going, what on earth is she saying? Now it's just hard and I'm trying to keep my wits about me while I'm, muddling through it. I'd love to talk. I've opened up some times next week for free 15-minute energy readings, and I would love the opportunity to talk with you about your energy. At this time, 9/11/2001, I didn't know a damn thing about energy, and I sure didn't know that I can actually intuitively read other people's energy. That's been one of the gifts of some of the trauma, is helping to wake up these recognitions and these gifts within me. That's part of what I want to share back with you and with the world. That's why I'm doing the free 15-minute energy readings. If your energy has felt just off and you want to know what on earth is going on and what can I do about it, let's get on the phone. Free 15-minute call. The link to schedule is down below. Super easy, super simple. Be a chance to catch up and chat, if nothing else. The other thing, if you want to know more about your energy, if you want to have the skills and the techniques and the tools to confidently manage your energy when things are good, and also especially when things get tough, when life feels like it's a snow globe being shaken up and you're going, what on earth is going on around me? Come join the Warrior of Light basic training. That's exactly what we're looking at in that training. That's a big part of it, is helping people better understand their own energetic systems, the dynamic of their energy within a much bigger global energy dynamic, and how to ride those waves with ease and grace and actually amplify the positive energy while disarming the negative energy. That's how we're going to get to the other side of this, with a little more sanity and a lot more grace and more effectively, to where we can thrive in whatever comes next. So the links are below if you're interested in either of those things, the free 15-minute energy reading or more information about the Warrior of Light program. I would love to talk with you about either one. Today marks an important day. And I know that for a lot of us, it brings up tough memories. And for a lot of us, it can be triggering. It's been triggering for me for a long time, 19 years. And I'm glad I know now what I didn't know then. And I'm just really passionate about helping other people know how to manage their own energies, so they don't have to feel now what I felt then. And they don't have to feel in this current crazy energetic system what I know from then felt really awful. It can be better. And I'd love the chance to have a conversation with you to help you make that transition to more effectively managing your energy with ease and grace. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and just know things are going to get better. I'm absolutely optimistically positive about that, but it's going to take all of us coming together, thinking about our energy to help us get there, as gracefully as possible. Have a wonderful day.